welcome to a fragrance video. Today, I have been challenged to choose the 10 fragrances that I would keep for life out of my fairly good sized collection by most people's standards. These fragrances means that once I pick these 10, I'm supposed to be happy for the rest of my life with the selection of smells that I have chosen. Kind of a hard thing as a person who collected 60 some odd bottles and still always hungry to smell new ones. What I went through here is I went through my collection and really said, if you just had to just replace these 10, would you be happy? And I had to reach a point that I think, yes, I could be happy with these 10, although not at my happiest self. So we're going to begin this list in earnest from 10 to 1, although order doesn't mean too much except for the number 1, I think. Anyway, let's get to the video.
Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de l'Homme.
What we have here at number 10 is Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de l'Homme. I had to pick this one because it is a date night staple. This one here is just spicy and beautiful. I think for winter, fall, spring nights especially, this would be absolutely gorgeous. It is known for being a cardamom bomb, which is basically what I get off it. But it has that lavender backbone that just gives it that oomph. It does have notes of bergamot, woods, vetiver, but really the note that comes through this is a gorgeous cardamom. I wasn't around when you could have gone and found a stronger version of this. Supposedly reformulation has made this a little bit weaker, but this is a 2019 batch, still very strong, and off my skin is not a bad performer, although I have heard those complaints. But if I had to pick one of my 10 fragrances to keep for life, and that's it, one of those 10 would be La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent.
Mon Plan Individual.
The next fragrance has a special place in my heart. As many people know in the fragrance community know, Jeremy Fragrance, he's a thing. When I first came in and I typed in learning about fragrance, the first name you heard was Jeremy Fragrance. He's the one that brought in beautiful women to rate fragrances. He seemed to know his stuff. He was energetic, passionate, and he did sell me this fragrance. One of the lucky things is it turned out that despite I buying it blind, it was a fragrance that I ended up thoroughly enjoying. And that fragrance here is Mont Blanc Individual. Now this one has the benefit of being an inexpensive and cost-effective fragrance. This one here, I believe, is just short of $40. I'm going to call it $35 to $40, depending if you get a tester or the full presentation for 75 milliliters. It is kind of a cool bottle. I'll give it that. And it's a surprisingly good compliment getter. It has so many notes as to be almost impossible to count. But if you were to smell it, the description is apt. It smells like a good fabric softener bounce sheet with a touch of raspberry on the top. What this does is it is a calming, cool, enjoyable, almost aromatherapy type of fragrance. It feels like you are wrapped yourself in fresh laundry, and that sense of kind of freshness and cleanliness translates to anyone who might be nearby. This is a wonderful weekend evening cuddle fragrance. It's smooth, Obviously a little bit synthetic because of the cost, but an absolutely gorgeous fragrance that comes highly recommended. Can't go wrong. This is blind buy worthy. Wonderful to look on the shelf. Mont Blanc does a lot of good stuff. Mont Blanc Individual is going to make it as number 9 on my 10 fragrances I get to keep for life.
Coach Platinum.
At number 8, we have Coach Platinum. This one here is a very wonderful product for me. It's strong, it's sweet, and it has that cashmerean effervescence. It is long-lasting, tickles the nose. It could be very easily used throughout most of the year, with the exception of the very, very high heat of summer. It lasts a long time. And the pineapple note, I just love. Pineapple and vanilla, 2 notes I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy. Coach Platinum has this wonderful, happy, night out, gonna have fun type of vibe to it. It as well has a little bit of that excitement to it because of the cashmerean. It is essentially, I'm going to go out, I'm going to have fun, I'm going to get noticed type of vibe to it. And who doesn't like that? This can be worn most of the year. It gains attention. Absolutely wonderful juice inside this one. And I believe this one is as well maybe $40, $45 Canadian. An excellent product by Coach. Coach Platinum.
Prada Lone.
These next 3 fragrances have to come together. Just the way I am. These have very quickly going to become my office signature scent. I work a lot, temperature controlled place, but these are the first ones from the Prada line that have to be in my collection. Prada fanboy, love the Italian sensibility for cleanliness and sexiness. Obviously, I have to go through these next 3, which are Prada Lone, Prada Lone Low, and Prada Lone Intense. Prada Lone is this gorgeous iris, lipsticky, I guess, neroli, smooth, sexy, slightly spicy fragrance that just works. It is average projection, average performance, but as terms of a scent that projects cleanliness, that suggests professionalism, that just suggests this person's all together, this one. Surprisingly good compliment puller, not overly masculine, but still that touch of masculine. Clean, beautiful, slightly floral. And this particular L'Homme could be used throughout the year. No questions, this is an everyday, going to temperature controlled climate. It does well in the summer, it does well during the spring and fall, and it also does well in the winter. Although I would say spring and fall, kind of the transitional states where this shines absolutely the most. It is just absolutely lavender, the iris comes through just gorgeous. It smells like perfection in a bottle. Absolutely love Prada L'Homme, the original.
Prada Lone Low.
The next in the line is Prada Lone Low. What we have here is the summer version of Prada L'Homme, and you can see in the back it's blue as opposed to black. Has the same front in it, shows level, but doesn't really show any name other than just saying that's by Prada. This one here is absolutely, definitely in the same line as this one. It has that same iris and powdery notes in it. It has the amber, has that neroli, which is absolutely wonderful. But what it does is it adds, instead of a touch of spiciness, it adds maybe a little bit of spices, but adds ginger, which is brighter, which tickles the nose. It's a little bit more exciting. And for summer, it's just gorgeous. This one here has garnered me a bunch of compliments, and it just plain makes me happy during the summer. So if I could wear Prada Lone as a signature scent, this would be wonderful outside during the summer in a lot of different situations, where this guy would be great in all situations, just a touch better in that high heat. So this is Prada Lone Low.
Prada Lone Intense.
It would be hard to do the Prada Lone line without talking about Prada Lone Intense. This particular fragrance is the Eau de Parfum version of the original. And it's black all around, doesn't have a clear face. This one is the L'Homme to wear in the fall and winter. I would say most of the winter. Again, it has that wonderful iris and amber, but amped up. And this one just is deeper, more resinous, more leathery, more masculine, and a little bit sweeter. They added some tonka to this to add that little touch of sweetness that is appreciated during the winter. It lasts a little bit longer. And my biggest regret with this one right now is when I was shopping for the L'Homme, only the 50 milliliter was around. I wish I had got the 100 off the bat. But when this bottle runs out, it's not discontinued. It's still available. Prada L'Homme Intense. Gorgeous scent. Again, in the line of the Prada L'Homme line. I gotta have all three. Makes me happy. Makes people around me very happy as well. Prada L'Homme Intense.
Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême.
One of the joys of being in fragrance is finding those scents that just work, that sing to you, and fragrances that just seem to scream, wear me. And if you can find the one that says wear me all the time. And in a lot of cases, I think one of those ones needs to be Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. This is my number 4. This one here is just the perfect balance between naturals and synthetics, sweetness, spiciness, and cleanliness. It screams high quality out of it. It is just a gorgeous, smooth, slightly sweet scent that really can be worn any time, any occasion. You could not go wrong with this one. This one here is one of the two masters of being worn at any time. No one does not like this one. It is clean, smooth, slightly happy. I don't get sportiness from it, but it definitely could be worn after sports. It is a gorgeous scent that, I mean, if you want one scent to go through, the whole year, you'd be hard pressed to find one that could do better than this one. Although I think I have one more that I think does it just a skosh better. But this one here, I think universally is accepted to be one of the best fragrances all year for everyone. Lasts not bad, a little bit pricier because it's a Chanel, but you do get some quality with it as well. So Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Just a gorgeous tonka, mint, vanilla, musk. Just a gorgeous scent.
Creed's Original Santal.
Remember when I was talking earlier about those scents that just sing to you? This one here, my number 3, does it. For my nose, it just sings. It gives me a lot of joy. When I first smelled it, I knew I had to have it. And it is Creed's Original Santal. The story behind this one is that this may not be quite so original. And when Creed says Original Santal, they're actually kind of implying that it wasn't so original and that it borrowed heavily from an earlier fragrance, Mont Blanc Individual. And I can see how you could smell the two of them together. No question. They are a related scent. This one here shares the DNA in that it smells like clean laundry, but where that one leads with a citrus note or a raspberry note, this one has cinnamon and sandalwood. This one here just works. It works so well. It has that cleanliness, but also a little bit of spiciness. The juniper berry give it a little bit of happiness. It lasts a fair length of time. It smells natural, and for some reason, the sandalwood and the cinnamon just work for me. The Tonka vanilla base, love. It smells sweet, slightly mature. It is as unisex as the other ones, maybe a little bit more masculine leaning on this one. It is a gorgeous experience to wear. It's just worth, to me, every penny. Not a cheap one. Is it worth paying the better part of 5-6 times more for this than the Mont Blanc Individual? That's a personal call. But I don't think it's redundant to have both. While the other one is sweet and raspberry, this one is smooth, sandalwood, and cinnamon. Clean laundry. Again, it's a cuddle fragrance, but again, it screams luxury. It just smells that much cleaner, that much smoother, that much more luxurious, that anyone who catches a nose on this one appreciates it. Is it the biggest compliment getter? No, it's not an Ambroxan bomb. It doesn't do that. It just makes everyone around you happy, comfortable, and projects luxury and, I think, just an air of enjoyment, an air of sophistication. I love Creed's Original Santal.
Parfums de Marly, Percival.
Number 2, again, this is actually a more recent acquisition for myself at the time of filming, and this is Parfums de Marly, Percival. This one here, again, doesn't have a particularly unique DNA. If you were to smell Mont Blanc Legend, you can quickly see how they are related. The lavender, the musk, the slightly pineapple vibe you get from it. But this one here has just a really, full disclosure, this one was described as sexy and sensual by multiple different people. The one note in here called Hedione apparently has that effect. Apparently it is one that helps kind of excite that part of the brain, especially on women, that this is a scent that works. If you want a date fragrance, if you want a fragrance that's going to last a long time, that will be appreciated, especially by the women in your life, Parfums de Marly Percival is there. This one has ICV Super, I believe, maybe Ambroxan, in such levels that actually it clings. Most fragrances don't last on my skin very long. My skin tends to suck up the juice. This one, for some reason, lasts a long time. It is an expensive fragrance. Is it worth the 4 or 5 times above Mont Blanc? Yeah. Mont Blanc is described as beautiful. Legend is beautiful. Very much appreciated, especially the younger crowd. But this one is absolutely gorgeous. Everyone's going to appreciate this one. No one has not liked it. Works wonders on my skin. You're just going to pay a pretty penny for it. If I had to keep another fragrance, I only get to have one out of, or 10. I'm not going to go for the cheaper stuff. I'm going to go for the good one that works on my skin. Parfums de Marly, Percival.
Prada's Lunarosa Carbon.
Well, here we are. Here's the number one. This is the fragrance that, again, I would hate to cut down to 10, but if I had to cut down to one, I'd make a recognition that it would be this one. This is one of the few fragrances that I have recently repurchased because I use it all up. And this is Prada Lunarosa Carbon. When I said that there's some fragrances that just work for you, work for your noses, and ones that work all the time, this one checks both of those boxes. This one here is bright, metallic, a little bit of carbon, masculine, but then smooth. I think in my review I called it one of opposites. It juxtaposes against two different smells. The sharpness of the metal and the carbon, and the smoothness of the lavender and the fougere notes of it. It's often compared to Dior Sauvage, which I didn't like very much. That tends to smack you. But this one, smooth, gorgeous. And the ambroxan makes it last a while, tickles the nose. But this one is smooth enough, gentle enough that you could wear it in the office. But it's bright enough, sharp enough, it'll get you noticed in a crowd. Sophisticated enough, you can wear it dressed up, but fun enough, you can wear it dressed down. This is my everyday, couldn't be happier fragrance. It garners compliments, it smells great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this one. It is gorgeous, 100% deserves to be on most people's shelves. Prada Lunarosa Carbon. Well, that's my 10. If I had to cut down my entire collection, not buy any more, only have 10, I think with these 10 I would be happy. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll come back to see more of my videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye.